Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Karen Lair. We begin tonight with a touching reunion decades in the making. A Boise Vietnam veteran finally comes face to face with a pen pal he wrote back and forth with during his first tour of duty in the 1960s. 6 on Your Side's Michael Severin joins us live in studio with the details.
Karen, after 50 years, two lifelong friends a world apart finally meet in person. Their friendship crossing not only an ocean, but social barriers.
Are you Vicky? Hi, girl. How you doing?
Retired Army Sergeant First Class Bob Treadwell and Vicky Benzine have a lot to talk about, even though the pair of pen pals have never met in person. Vicky flying to Boise from Hawaii to make the reunion a reality.
He wrote wonderful letters. He wrote wonderful poems. Do you remember you wrote poems? You wrote a poem to me.
The year was 1966, and Bob was serving his first tour of duty in Vietnam, when one day, out of the blue, he received a letter.
Would you believe I just received your letter this week?
The note, written by a 17-year-old high school student from rural Wisconsin who he'd never met, Vicky.
None of them were real appreciated at that time. They came back and they weren't well received.
What started as a request from her teacher quickly turned into a friendship told solely through the U.S. Postal Service with the occasional photograph.
I led a very sheltered life, and when we exchanged pictures, I had to make a decision whether to continue writing or not. I'm not going to change by not writing anymore.
For the next year, they exchanged more than 24 letters. To this day, Vicky still has every one.
Let me see, what shall I say? How my extra special favorite friend.
For Bob, Vicky's letters served as a reminder he wasn't forgotten, feeling accepted by the country he was fighting for.
We didn't say that, but those were kind of the internal feelings that you have, that nobody really gave a crap about what we were doing or where we were or what happened to us. I probably cried on Vicky's shoulders through my letters.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia.
And for Vicky, Bob's letters changed her life forever, as the world quickly changed around her.
I'm going to go back to Martin Luther King. He said with his 4 daughters, I want them to grow up in a world where not the color of the skin matters, the content of the character matters. And that is what changed my life.
While the two lost touch after Bob finished his tour, Vicky felt the need for a face-to-face reunion to let Bob know just how much his letters still mean.
I'm blessed to have somebody that touched me and I touched 50 years ago that I never met.
And Bob would go on to do a second tour in Vietnam. Both of them are now happily married and hope to stay friends, but next time they'll use modern-day technology to keep in touch. Live in studio, I'm Michael Severin, 6 on Your Side.